Hey, how's it going everyone? It's Alex here from Tyander Studio. First of all, thanks for watching this video. It's a kind of a introduction video about, well, to me and to where this channel will be going, going forward and whatnot. So yeah, to start off, basically this channel up until this point, I suppose, has been kind of like a portfolio channel where I've been uploading my videos and a bit of my motion and graphics and whatnot. And it's accrued like, what, 30 subscribers. So it's a minuscule channel. But going forward, I kind of want to start exploring things such as the philosophy behind kind of creativity, as well as my new kind of interest in marketing. Marketing is such an important thing, especially for creative people, because we can get so bogged down in things such as actually being creative and honing our craft that we can't actually find people who are willing to invest in our skills and talents. And obviously that can be a pretty sucky situation, especially if you're freelance or you have your own company. So marketing is something which is really interesting me at the moment. And I just want to obviously show a bit of behind the scenes as well, like what I do, and maybe explain a bit about what I do. And I suppose I could give some kind of pointers and tips. But on a whole, I just want it to be kind of a fun channel, just a relaxed channel, just something where I can just, chat to whoever's watching, and, hopefully other creative people and other people who are, maybe just running a business and maybe want to see how it's done from the perspective of myself, someone who's running a quote unquote creative business. And I think some of the things which I apply to my business can also be applicable to other people. So, hopefully there can be a lot of interesting things to gather from here for others. And yeah, I just want it to be fun and just a relaxed environment where I can just kind of speak my mind. So yeah, and just a bit about myself. As you can see, I've got a little studio here. I've been like heavily invested in the musical path for a large part of my life. I've done things from music production to composition to DJing to being a wannabe artist. I was kind of like singing and rapping on YouTube at one point, like an internet artist. So I kind of done everything when it comes to the side of music. And around the time when I was like a music artist, I got into videography to basically make my own music videos. And that was quite a while ago. I think that was probably about 13 years ago or so. But one thing I noticed, and I think, this is one of those kind of problems which I think a lot of people suffer from, but once you start to accrue kind of new skills and abilities, it can kind of, your identity begins to evolve, who you are as a person. And I think this can be quite a difficult thing to grapple with, especially as a creative person, because you're like, oh, I love music, but I love video, but who am I? Like, what should I focus on? What's going to carry me forward? And I think with Tyander Studio, this is my way of kind of integrating everything that I do into one. And it took a long time to get here because, throughout my life, well, at least my creative life, I've always been kind of torn into different directions. I've had like different muses to answer to. And I think I'm finally kind of getting to that place where I feel I have that kind of singularity of vision of where I want to go. And I think this is quite an exciting time now, and it's taken a long time to get here and a lot of introspection and even therapy. Don't knock that, don't knock therapy, it really helps a lot. And I think I really kind of know where I want to go with this now, and I want to really just integrate everything I do into one. But obviously there's certain challenges as well, because if you're a videographer, you're not always required to do music a lot of the time, or any sound design, and obviously that's a bit of a shame. But there might be a situation where maybe you are called on to do that. But like I say, it's about trying to keep yourself free flowing, but within a certain kind of context, if that makes sense. Which for me is my studio and my creative journey and this YouTube channel. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff to unpack going forward, and obviously I'd love to hear from you if you're kind of on the same path, and your kind of insights, and it'd just be very interesting to connect with others who are kind of doing the same thing, or if you're running a business, or if you're creative, or if you just have some interesting things to say about life. We're all living life, we're all figuring it out kind of one step at a time. So yeah, thanks for checking in, and I will see you in the next video. So it's Alex from Tyander Studio signing out. Peace.